So I wanted to come on here, or at least come on and do a video like this, audio on camera like I'm doing now, and kind of talk about, I guess you could say, the Logan Paul issue, the Logan Paul problem, effect, if you will, right now in WWE. Mostly when it comes to people of wrestling fandom and even YouTube content creator stardom, it seems that Logan Paul has this effect on people. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes, if not most times, it's negative. Now, yes, you could dislike the guy and hate the guy for everything that he's done that has pretty much put him in the category of, in many people's eyes, the lowest kind of possible material or lowest form of existence on earth. You know, everybody has a right to feel that way because of what, he has done and everything, and his reputation pretty much, perceives that. But, one thing that someone like Alex, just Alex, comes out and says is not only, is all the things that I mentioned, mainly what he's done that's pretty much made him to disdain the lowest piece of filth, if you will, on the face of the earth and everything in the eyes of someone like Alex, that feel the way they do about him. But also I think it's the fact that pretty much Logan Paul, it's not just Logan Paul, but it's mostly WWE. You see, WWE pretty much is giving, I guess you could say, the world on a silver platter to someone like Logan. Yes, Logan, like Bad Bunny, has picked up on how things work in WWE, in the wrestling business. And in his very short 1.5 year career in the pro wrestling business, he has proven to be one of the best, thus outshining those that have been doing it for years, if not decades. So that's probably another reason why Alex doesn't like him. Not just because of everything that he's done that has pretty much soiled his reputation and everything in the eyes of millions of people, including Alex, but also the fact that he's one of those few non-wrestling celebrities that have picked up on how it's done in this business. Basically, he's picked up on how to wrestle well enough in this business. The more recent examples, as I mentioned, are, outside of Logan Paul, are Bad Bunny, and even before him, Stephen Amell. So there's that too. It's also the fact that pretty much, you look at Logan Paul, and you look at a guy that, you kind of have a feeling. You have a feeling, and maybe it's just, a reactional feeling, but you have this feeling that he would be the kind of guy that WWE would actually, book to win, something like Money in the Bank. And then allow him to cash in maybe that same night and become champion and then hold the belt for maybe a month or two. Thus giving Raw, once again, a part-time champion. So, it's understanding why, along with everything that makes someone like Alex or anybody else feel the way they do about Logan Paul, it's not hard to believe why they would get this reactional feeling, this reactional gut feeling that WWE might do what they're afraid that they might do. And if that happens, it happens. There's nothing we can really do. And there are some people, even if they don't like Logan Paul, who have come to his defense and have said that it makes sense for someone like him to win because, hey, if you're going to put him in the position as, a douchey heel, mind you, a douchey heel that pretty much doesn't care for anybody but himself and is unapologetic for what he's done. If you're going to put him in that position to where he could cash in the briefcase on someone like, say, Seth or Finn and become champion, then basically it'll make everybody that much quicker than any other, champion that they've had previously. That would make a lot of fans a lot quicker to want to see him lose that championship faster than he won it. You know, which honestly, could be a good idea to go with, or could be the reaction WWE would want, or any wrestling promotion would want, for that matter. Now, some have also come to defense and said, well, if it is Logan Paul that wins and Seth retains against Finn, it plays into the rivalry. Because from a storyline perspective, Logan eliminated Seth at the Rumble. Logan cost Seth the Elimination Chamber. Seth beat Logan, at WrestleMania. So it would make sense for Logan Paul to want to exact some revenge by cashing in Money in the Bank that very night that he's won it, beating a already beat up Seth Rollins to become world champion and take the title away. And that would play basically into the rivalry to where you have the blow off, if you will, between the two, at SummerSlam, maybe in a cage or a Hell in a Cell. We don't know. But people would defend the fact that would, make sense for Logan Paul to win, because you would continue that storyline, that rivalry. But again, though, I can understand why people like Alex and many others just don't like the idea of Logan Paul being in Money in the Bank. Not just because he just called up executives and said, hey, I got an invite to become part of Money in the Bank, so I'm going to be part of it and I'm going to win it. They don't like that. They don't like that idea. They want him to earn it. They want him to earn it like everybody else. So it's not just, the fact that he's literally being handed, this opportunity, on a silver platter. It's the fear that they have that WWE would actually go through with it. Now, maybe they won't, because what it looks like is basically they might do a program between LA Knight and Logan Paul, to where LA Knight, who's another favorite to win Money in the Bank, along with Logan Paul, and Damian Priest, there is speculation they might go in that direction, to where if Logan Paul wins, Logan Paul will put his briefcase up against LA Knight, or the other way around. LA Knight will put up his briefcase against Logan Paul. So there's that dynamic, or that possible dynamic. Other people are speculating maybe he's being put in there because, just like with Ricochet and Santos Escobar, he could steal the show with what he's been able to do from a high-flying perspective. And that's true too. That might be something they do as well. But we'll have to see. We will have to see. Again, there are those, whether they like Logan Paul or they don't, they probably don't, that will defend the idea of him being in it, because from a heel standpoint, him coming in and just, unlike the other participants, just being handed an opportunity to be in the match, and then literally, being booked to win the match, that would get a very negative reaction by a lot of folks, including those that purely disdain this guy. They purely hate this guy. And, and by, having that happen, and then maybe later on he beats Seth Rollins either in, after Seth wins his match or the following night on Raw, it gives you more of a reason to want to tune in and want to see this guy lose the belt quicker than he won it. Because of the fact that you're seeing a guy that literally had a spot in Money in the Bank handed to him, and then by default having Money in the Bank literally, the briefcase and the contract itself given to him. There's, so there is, people that, will defend the idea that, hey, if you put Logan Paul in this position, to win, it'll get him more over as a heel and make fans want to see him lose the championship a lot quicker than he won it, should he cash in successfully. But again, going back to that, that's what fans are afraid of. Fans that truly disdain this guy, that don't want to see him around, don't even want him to see. I mean, Alex basically said it himself. He does not want to see this guy even, among humanity anymore, pretty much. He wants him out of, existence. That is the one thing, though, people are worried about. That WWE would actually go through with not just handing him this opportunity, like they have, but by basically, literally, handing him the championship as well. And they don't want that. They don't want that to happen in either way possible. So, yeah, Logan Paul has a very polarizing effect on a lot of people. Wrestling fans, entertainment fans, fellow YouTube content creators, you name it. He's a very polarizing, very controversial individual under WWE's employment on a part-time basis. Now, some might say that the reason someone like, let's say, Alex, among others, don't like Logan Paul isn't because of everything that he's done that's pretty much soiled his reputation and all that. Not just because of, how he treats other people and everything by doing things that are sickening and dastardly and all that. Some might look at someone like Alex and say, oh, Alex is just saying these things because he's jealous. He's jealous at the success Logan Paul has, and he wishes he had it. Well, here's the thing, though. That might be part of it, but it's a tiny part of it. Yeah. And here's the thing, because it's so tiny, it doesn't bother Alex that much. In fact, it's so tiny that he's not going to bring that up as one of the reasons he hates the guy. He hates him for everything else he's done. And everything before coming into WWE and while he's even currently in WWE. So even if that little part is true, that he might just be a teeny weeny bit jealous of the success Logan Paul has, it's not that big of a deal that he's going to bring it up, as to why he disdains the guy. It's the same reason any of us, it's just, what I'm trying to say is, it's the same with any of us, that would feel that way of not just Logan Paul, but if any mainstay celebrity that made a name for themselves here on YouTube and a fellow content creator. There is a bit of jealousy that we have, but it's so minuscule, if you will, that it doesn't bother us. It's not worth bringing up. So yeah, jealousy might be a factor, but it's a very minuscule, very teeny factor that doesn't even bother Alex. But yeah, I'm not going to deny he probably doesn't have a bit of jealousy and everything. I mean, if you look at maybe the experience here on YouTube, maybe Alex has been on a little longer than Logan Paul, and maybe there is that bit of jealousy that, like I said, is very minuscule that he has, for Logan because of the fact that, he's been doing this longer, and yet Logan Paul gets this one challenge, just blows up like it's nothing. And again, it's nothing really to be concerned about because a lot of us could be jealous. A lot of us are jealous of James Rolfe. A lot of us are jealous of Doug Walker. A lot of us are jealous of Brian Zane. These are guys that started around the same time, if not after most of us did. And yet here they are all of a sudden just, big time YouTube content creator celebrities because of what they base their channel on. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, we can disdain and hate and just want to see Logan Paul burn and everything at the stake, if you will, like a warlock or a witch, if you will. But the fact of the matter is, he is one of those individuals that it don't matter if it's WWE that would sign him, which they did, and re-signed him, they did, or AEW, because Tony Khan might do it if WWE didn't, or even Impact. It doesn't matter, where a celebrity like Logan Paul with his reputation would have ended up. He would have landed in the same position he's in right now because he brings eyeballs to the product. He brings a new set of eyeballs to the product, whether we like that or not. As well as because of his controversial background and persona, it's going to get people talking. It's going to get people to tune in to see what he's going to do now that he's part of this major wrestling company. That, at the end of the day, is the reason. And yes, being able to commit yourself and pick up on how things are done in this ring and get the right kind of people to help train you to quickly learn the ropes, yeah, that's a benefit too. There's no denying it. There's no denying that that's a benefit. But at the end of the day, outside of that, it's all about basically getting eyeballs on the product. It's getting people talking about the product. And that is why Logan Paul is in WWE. You know why he's here. So, at the end of the day, guys, we just got to accept that. That's all we can really do. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below. Live chat during the premiere. Superchats will be open during this live, during the premiere in the live chat. You'll also get a audio version of this at BW Rose's Discussions podcast. And until next time, I am out. Also check out the Teespring store as well.